Grand Rising, everyone. We are reading our Sabbath School lesson for today, which discusses illusions, images, symbols, and how to study Bible prophecy. Please send this to someone you know and someone you love. Today is April 7th on Monday, Understanding God's Love. Part of inheriting a sinful nature means that our perception of the universe has been tainted by our own propensities towards selfishness and pride. We see the world from our own limited perspective rather than from God's omniscient one. Obviously, perhaps no concept has been more skewed by the sinful human race than that of love. Popular culture tends to promote an understanding of love that centers on self-fulfillment rather than on others. This self-centered approach to the subject makes it hard for us to understand how God views the subject. Understanding the nature of love is an important key to understanding Bible prophecy. One of the key themes in the Great Controversy is the existence of a substantial misunderstanding about God's character. Ellen G. White, after all, ends her summary of the Great Controversy by writing, "The entire universe is clean. One pulse of harmony and gladness beats through the vast creation. From him who created all flow life and light and gladness through the realms of limited space. From the minutest atom to the greatest world, all things, animate and inanimate, in their unshadowed beauty and perfect joy, declare that God is love." Read Genesis 22, 1 through 13. The first mention of love in the Bible is found in Genesis 22 in verse 2. What does this story teach us about the nature of God's love? Occasionally, in addition to finding the first occurrence of a concept in the Bible, it can be useful to find the first mention of that same concept in individual books of the Bible, especially in the Gospels. In Matthew 3 in verse 17 and Mark 1 verse 11, Luke 3 in verse 22 and John 3:16, we find the first mention of love in each of the Gospels. For example, the first mention of love in John 3:16 is particularly enlightening. It appears to allude to the story of Isaac on the altar. Abraham's faith in God was such that he trusted him, choosing to believe that God could raise his son if he went through with the sacrifice. That's in Hebrews 11 and verse 19. It foreshadowed God's love for the human race. He loved us to the point where he gave his only begotten son. Thus, we are given a revelation of the kind of love, the self-sacrificing love that God has for us. How do we even begin to manifest to others the kind of self-sacrificing love that God has for us? Why, for most of us, is this kind of love not necessarily basic to us? This is Pastor Patrick Graham from the Glenridge Seventh-day Adventist Church. Thank you for listening, and subscribe to get this every day. And today, God bless you real good.